What's up, family? YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. This is your first time here. Thanks for clicking on the video. If you return subscriber, follow, I appreciate it. Thanks for all the support. It really means a lot. I saw actually kind of a barbershop talk, and then I saw a reel of it. And I said, I want to just stop in real quick and put my perspective on this. The reel was a man that takes care of another man's child is weak. So I don't know what I'm going to title this one. I might do the same thing and put a question mark. I don't know yet. But a man that takes care of another man's child is weak. I want to put my perspective on this. Just my 2 cents, if I may. What I want to say first, having 2 kids of my own, having dated women who have children, single mothers, and who my 2 kids live with my ex who has remarried. So that would be, he's the head of the house. My 2 kids, we have joint custody, but when they're with them, they're under his leadership. So let me say, first of all, just to bring a little clarity. What I would consider weak first is any man that don't take care of his own kids. See, the phrase is a man that takes care of another man's kids is weak. And I get that, we want to go back and forth and jab here and jab there and call, men are weak, men are strong, and we do all the nonsense. If a man don't take care of his own kids, I consider, and he's able to, he's physically and mentally able to, he just don't. To me, that is a weak man. To me, that's a weak man. If you have children as a man and you are not actively involved in their life, you do not send any, I'm not talking about being on child support, I'm just talking about sending finances of any kind to help the children's mother if y'all are not together. To me, that's a weak man. Now, let's deal with this phrase. I haven't dated women with children. This is what this is what I have come up with. And this is what I have seen more times than not. When and as those children become teenagers, the DNA of the father shows up very strong, if I could say it that way. Let me give an example. If a woman, let's say she was never married, hypothetically, she wasn't married, but she had 2 kids by a guy, and there was no structure in the home. So the kids grow up 5, 6, 7, 8, now they 12, 13, she want to date. And she dates a value man who's going to have structure, ladies. If those kids are not used to seeing and being in a household of structure, then when you date him serious, I'm not just talking about when y'all first meet, but you're going to date him serious, and this thing is going into a long-term relationship, whereas y'all are living together or married, and those children are not used to structure because they didn't grow up in that kind of environment, raised by mom. Maybe she didn't have much structure as far as the household go. they're going to kick against the man who is bringing the structure, because kids are not dumb. They know this isn't mom's idea. This is Tommy's idea. And Tommy is changing the way things have been done in this house. So I don't want to say that the man that takes care of another man's child is weak. I'm leaning towards what I say a lot of my videos. Men want peace. And you're more times than not, you're not going to have peace in that type of situation unless the woman is already on board with your system and starts to put things into place before y'all get to the point where you're married, before y'all get to the point where you're living together. She's already preparing the kids mentally of the difference, because she should at that point understand the guy she's dating. She should understand his structure and be able to implement that in her home even before they move in together. So again, I wouldn't say that a guy is weak. I would start with, if you're not taking care of your own kids, you're weak. Now, aside from somebody the father having passed away or maybe locked up, I'm talking about free. You're out here free, you're walking around, and you're well capable. To me now, that's where the problem is going to come, where you are raising another man's kids and he has the potential to do so. That to me is going to produce trouble. That's just what I've seen. That's just what I've been around. I've seen it firsthand. The women that I have dated that had children and their fathers was well capable, you can see the kickback in the kids' expression and in their body language and in their life. You can see it. And like I said at the beginning, as they go into their teenage years, the DNA of the biological father is going to show up in their spirit. They're going to start showing more and more traits of who they really are. I mean, they can't stop that. They're going to show more and more traits of their parents. You're going to start seeing that become more and more as they get older, right? That's when people say, man, you act just like your dad. You act just like your mom. These things start happening. Well, when they start happening, the new father, the new husband, the new man, that ain't his spirit. That ain't his personality. But he's having to raise and guide a personality that's not like his. This is why I think it's important that men who have kids stay active in the children's life. Like in my example, I have 2 kids. One's 20, one's almost 17. They live, again, joint custody with the ex. And then I have them a couple times a week. My ex-husband don't have to raise my kids. Now, whatever rules that he has for the house, of course, they have to adhere to that, be respectful, and all these things. And he may feel like he may have to raise them, but he don't. He don't. That's another story, right? Because sometimes, depending on your personality type, you may feel like you have to do something beyond what you really have to do because you are the adult in the house. Well, with me, you don't. I prefer you don't, because I'm an active father, and I know it's my personality that's in those children. It's their mom's personality that's in those children. It's not yours. But and I'm speaking for me, but this is how most real men feel anyway. Your job is to love the ex, protect my kids when they with you. You ain't got to raise them, though. That's why active fathers are so necessary and important, because the more that we are involved in our children, the more that we're communicating with our children, the more that we're talking to our children, the more that we hang out with our children, the more that we are raising our own, even if we're not in the same house. The next guy that come in and dating your ex-girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever, he ain't got to raise them. All he got to do is make sure that they have a roof over their head, food, be a friend to them, right? Be a friend, be a guy, be a role model. That's it. He ain't got to raise them. So, again, just dealing with the ideas, only a weak man would raise another man's kids. Well, like I said, if the biological father is not in the picture and you're going to date the mother, you're not going to have a choice but to help be responsible for those children. If you are a man of structure, then it's the woman also has to also be on board with that structure. God forbid she is not. And it's gonna produce headaches. I've seen it. If she's not on board, because what's gonna happen when the kids kick back, the man is gonna be looking to the mother of the kids to reinforce what he is trying to establish here. If she looking the other way, acting like she don't see what's going on, leaving the room so she don't have to be a part of the drama, you know what I'm saying? Acting like she on her phone or reading a book, and she's not helping the child see that, hey, this is, it may suck, you may not like it, but this is the man that I have chosen to be the head of this house, and you got to start showing some respect. He's not your real father, but he is, the father here. He's my husband or whatever. If she not talking like that, the kids are not going to respect the new guy. They're not. Now, again, if you have a father who has maybe passed away or never coming back, or the child know they're never going to, see them again for whatever reason, then that child can learn, especially at a younger age, to curb towards the new guy. They can curve towards and respect him as a stepfather and appreciate what he's trying to do. But when you get into these teenage years, if the mom's not on board, it's gonna create a lot of nonsense. So again, I'm not gonna say that it would take a weak man. I would just say that most men don't want to do it. Most men do not want to do it. And if they do it, and I've said this before, the youngest that I'm going to go, me personally, the youngest that I'm going to go is like 13 years old if I was dating somebody with children. That's the youngest I'm going. Because I'm not literally like raising, unless it's it would have to be, I'm telling you, man, it would have to be strawberries with Cool Whip and a little bit of sugar. I mean, it would have to be the perfect situation. Because raising another man's child, and again, he don't have your personality, and it's rough. It's rough. So 12, 13 is the youngest. And I prefer that their father was in their life. I prefer that their father was in their life. So all that I have to do is love the woman, love the kids, and by loving them, making sure that they're taken care of, treat them with respect, let them treat me with respect, show them love, show them kindness, whatever advice that I may be able to give them with whatever they're going through in life, that becomes my role. But my chief mission there is why I was there in the first place, which is the mother. That's why it works best if the fathers are still active, and therefore they can jointly raise their children. And again, I'm just there as kind of a role model figure, who is the husband of the wife, or the boyfriend of the woman. That's my 2 cents. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Does it take a weak man to raise? I would start with, it's a weaker man who don't raise his own. I would start there. If you have kids and walk away, if that woman is ever going to have a relationship again, that means that somebody's going to have an active part in raising your child. That makes you weak to me if you have the ability to do so and you don't. That's what makes a man weak, who don't take care of his own kids. Like I said, if she's 30, 35, 40, 45, she's not going to stay single the rest of her life. She shouldn't have to. She shouldn't have to stay single. The moment she gets into a full exclusive long-term relationship, and that man is not a part of the children's life, that forces another man to have to do it. So it's the first man that to me is weak. The second man, he's moving very graciously, because he's doing something that at any day could backfire and bite him. And we've seen it. We've all seen it. We all know it. Blended homes, we know how that go. Especially when children are involved. It can get nasty. It can get messy. Proceed with caution. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Share this with somebody and give it a thumbs up. I appreciate it.